Good day, everyone. I am Engineer Ann Christine Aucalimpusan, a faculty from Caraga State University. So now I am assigned to discuss some of the remaining topics for the final session of our semester. So with that, we will be dealing with differential amplifiers, current mirrors, and operational amplifiers. So last meeting, Engineer Ace discussed about the different topology of single-stage amplifier like common source, common drain, and common gate single-stage amplifier and its frequency response. Now, as you can see, you are already familiar with the different topology of the single stage amplifier. So these are the basic that we must know before we go to the differential amplifier analysis, because a differential amplifier composed of a single stage amplifier. Now, before delving into the differential amplifier, let us first discuss what is the difference between the single-ended operation and the differential operation. So this differential amplifier will amplify the two differential signals. Unlike with the single stage before, it just amplify kung ano yung input signal, then it amplifies. While the differential, the difference between the two output nodes will be amplified. So from the word single-ended operation, single-ended, so it is a measure of a particular node. For this instance, we have V out plus to a specific node, which is the ground. So yan ang ating measure as V out. Well, the differential operation is a measure of two different nodes. For this one, we have the Vx and the Vy. So these two are composed of two single-ended operations, single-ended signaling. So the output of these two are measured by Vx, let's say Vx minus Vy. So this different difference voltage would be amplified. So this is a differential operation. So later on, we will discuss why this is advantageous, because as we can see later on, the major advantage of the differential amplifier is its immunity to noise. So we will see how and why this single-ended operation is not immune to noise, and how this differential operation is immune to noise. Now, let us consider an example depicted in the first figure, where it illustrates a corruption of signal due to a coupling. So in this figure, we have two adjacent lines, line 1 and line 2. Line 1 carries a small sensitive signal, and line 2 have a large clock waveform. So due to this capacitive coupling between the lines, the transition on line 2 will corrupt the signal line 1. So first, the input is very clean, but due to the capacitive coupling, the output of this line would be corrupted. So now, let us consider the second figure, wherein we distribute two equal and opposite phases of the sensitive signal, and the clock is put between the two. So we have this clock. And so since they are equal and have opposite phase, so the different, this clock will have a capacitive coupling in both sides, and this clock would have disturbed the sensitive signal with equal amounts with different phases. Now, since these two are equal and two opposite phase, so therefore they would just cancel out, and therefore leaving us the output as intact. Yung difference between these two is intact. So since the common mode level, when we say the common mode, yung input niya of the two phases is disturbed, but the differential output is not corrupted. So we say that this arrangement, the differential operation, reject the common mode noise. Next, we will see another illustration how the differential operation rejects common mode noise. Okay, so we have just discussed earlier that a line could be affected, the output line could be affected by a noise, when it is coupled. So it is also eliminated by applying two differential lines between that specific line. So same concept would be applied to an amplifier. So here we have a common source amplifier. So in a common source amplifier, you say we have a, a noise in our supply, which is referred to as a common mode signal. So this common mode inherits a noise. So this noise gets coupled to our output. So as you can see, we are expecting as much as possible that the output would be clean and free from noise. So this amplifier has a noise. So what can we do? So to eliminate this noise, we applied a differential operation. So in this differential operation, we use two identical amplifier. So these two identical amplifiers are the same and equal, but they are 180-degree out of phase, meaning V in 1 is equal to negative V in 2. So we have, for example, like this, and we have this one. So this two differential input here has this differential has a noisy common mode signal in VDD supply, and this is coupled to both output. Let's say we have Vx and Vy. So this Vx and Vy has its own noisy outputs. But when we take a Vx minus Vy, the output, we have, since these noise are out of phase, 180 out of phase, these noisy lines are get cancelled. So we will have a clean output Vx minus Vy. So that is how we eliminate those noise, by using two differential inputs. Okay, so I would like also to cite that Rasavi also used the sensitive signals as the victims, this Vx and Vy as the victims. So because they are the ones who are affected by this noise, and the aggressor are those the noisy line. For example, the common mode signals like the signal noise in the VDD signal noise. So these common mode signals could be signal noise, power supply, and DC offset. So these are just the few example of a common mode signal which inherit a noise. Next, we'll discuss about the operation of a basic differential pair. So how do we amplify a differential signal? As suggested by previous discussion, we may use two identical single-ended amplifier to process these two phases. For example, since we have these two inputs, Vn1 and Vn2, having a certain level Vncm, which are applied to the gates, then the outputs are also differential. So here we have and plays around with a certain level V out CM. So this circuit indeed offers some of the advantage. It is of high rejection ratio, high rejection noise ratio, high rejection. And it also offers a higher output swing. So these are one of the few advantage of the differential amplifiers. But there is a hurdle. So what happens if VN1 and VN2 experience a large common disturbance sa CM? Ito, kung mag-change ito, anong mangyayari sa ating output? So, since this VNCM which are applied to the gates, okay, VN1 with VCM, same here, VN2 with the VCM. Ang tanong is, anong mangyayari kung may malaking changes dito sa VCM? So, ang mangyayari dito, if may changes dito, it would affect the bias currents and the drain currents of M1 and M2. So, changing ID, this drain current, ID1 and ID2, would practically change our transconductance, GM. And we know that GM is responsible in this for the gain of an amplifier. So, kung may changes dito, for example, liliit ng ating GM, liliit ating gain, then our output would also change. So, liliit din yung output. And one of this example is this one. So, since in order for the amplifier to amplify itself, it must operate in a saturation region. So if our VNCM as a whole, this one, would lower its value, there would be a probability that our M1, our transistor and M1 and M2 would turn off. So M1 turn off, M1 turns off, then it would entail a clipping off of our output voltage. So, mag-clip yung output natin. So, hindi natin makukuha yung desired na output. So, that is the essence that in this one, we must have an approach na yung bias currents natin hindi dapat dependent sa ating common mode. So, now we will discuss on how ma-reduce natin yung dependency or reduce or mawala yung dependency ng drain current natin sa common mode. In order to resolve our issue earlier about the drain currents being dependent on the common mode, we employ a current source. So if given our Vn1, since this is differential, if Vn1 is equal to Vn2, thus our current here is equal to ISS. ID1 plus ID2 is equal to ISS. Therefore, our ID1, if Vn1 is equal to Vn2, then our ID1 is equal to ID2, which is equal to ISS over 2. Then, our output common mode now, our Vout1 and Vout2 is equal to VDD minus ISS over 2 times RD. So if it is Vout1, then we have VDD minus ISS over 2 RD1, and Vout2, VDD minus ISS over 2 RD2. Now, we will see the qualitative analysis of the differential amplifier. Now we will discuss about the input-output characteristic of a differential amplifier. So given RD1 is equal to RD2 equal to RD, and given our Vn1 minus Vn2 ranges from negative infinity to infinity, same is through here. It ranges from negative infinity to infinity. So let us say we have Vn1 is equal to Vn2. Whenever Vn1 is equal to Vn2, our Vout1 must be equal also to Vout2. And we have also ID1 is equal to ID2. So given that ID1 is equal to ID2 and it is equal to ISS, therefore our ID1 is equal to ISS over 2 equal to ID2. So that is the case whenever our Vn1 is equal to Vn2. Whenever our Vn1 is equal to Vn2, then Vout1 is equal to Vout2, then our Vout, for example, would be, since they are equal, we have VDD minus by KVL times ID, Vout equal to VDD minus ID. For example, we have Vout1, ID1, RD. And since they are equal, then our ID1 here is equal to ISS over 2. So we have VDD minus ISS over 2 RD. That is for our Vout1, which is equal to Vout2. So that is the case whenever our Vn1 is equal to Vn2. So the output is at Vout common level. So now what happens if our Vn1 is very much greater than our Vn2. Given that Vn2 is very negative, meaning less than the threshold voltage. If that happens, our M2 would turn off. This M2 here would turn off and it acts like an open circuit. So if you will draw the circuit, it would just be like this, RD1, RD, let's just say RD. And then we have M1. So this M1 here would turn on and we have ISS, right? And then here we have RD and this is open circuit. So it's just like ito lang yung mag-ooperate na branch, but this one to just open. So therefore, at this node, this is Vout1, right? And this node is Vout2. So in this case, when Vn1 is very much positive and Vn2 is very negative, the value of our Vout1 is equal to, by KVL, we have VDD minus ID1 times RD. That is the value of our Vout1. But what is the value of ID1? Since ID2 here is equal to 0, since this is an open circuit, the whole ISS is hugged by ID1. Therefore, nasa ID1 lahat ng ISS. Therefore, our Vout1 is equal to VDD. Okay. Bakit ko nilagyan ng equal? Okay. So, this would be minus ISS over 2 RD. So that is Vout1. How about Vout2? Our Vout2, since this is open circuit, this is just equivalent to VDD. So as you can see, when Vn1 is very positive compared to Vn2, which is very negative, ang Vout1 natin, ito yung Vout1 natin ha. Ang Vout1 natin, magiging, ito yung signal, ang Vout1 natin is lower. So, ay ipupull down ng ISS. Bakit ko nilagyan ng ISS over 2? ISS lang to. Kasi, inubos ng ID1 lahat ng ISS. So, at this one, we have the Vout1 is equal to VDD, this one, VDD minus ISS RD. And our Vout2 here is equal to VDD. So, contrary to sabihin naman natin if what happened if our Vn2, bakit hindi sumusulat? We have Vn2 is very much positive compared to our Vn1, wherein our Vn1 naman ngayon ang magiging negative and our Vn2 is positive. So, nandito siya na side ng axis. So, our Vn2 now, so kanina ang M2 ang nag-turn off, ngayon ang M1 ang magto-turn off. So, we have this one, RD. This would act as an open circuit. We have ISS. and we have RD, and we have the MOS. As it turns on, it acts like a wire. So we have RD here, and we have VDD. So what would be the value of, this is Vout2, this is Vout1. So what would be the value of our Vout1? So the value of our Vout1 here, since this is open circuit, our Vout1 is equal to VDD. How about Vout2? So the same case earlier, since pero opposite lang, our ID here would be equal to 0 since this is open. Walang kuryenteng magflow. So the whole current of ISS would flow here in M2 na branch. So therefore, the Vout2 is equal to VDD minus ISS RD2 or RD. So kung i-graph natin sila, we have Vout1 is equal to VDD here. Dito tayo na side na kasi. Vn2 is greater than Vn1. So we have VDD and we have Vout2 here as VDD minus ISS times RD. Okay? So also, we can also graph the differential output of Vout1 minus Vout2 with respect to the input. So this here denotes the small signal gain. Not small signal. The gain of the amplifier, rather. Hindi ko ma-erase. Okay, we have the gain of the amplifier, which is pinaka-linear siya when it is Vn1 is equal to Vn2, meaning nasa 0 siya. Kung dito sa axis na to, 0 siya, ito ang pinaka maximum na gain na makakuha ng differential amplifier when Vn1 is equal to Vn2. Dito, ito relationship lang ng Vout1 minus Vout2, di ba? If ever dito, Vout1 minus Vout2, VDD magiging VDD minus VDD, minus ISS RD. This one would cancel and we are left with positive ISS RD. Ito na yon. And same goes through here, opposite lang. So, matitingnan ninyo na nasa linear siya na part. So, ito, linear pa siya, then dito makukuha natin yung pinakataas na gain ng differential amplifier. Beyond that, magiging non-linear na siya. So, it would not operate na as a differential amplifier. It would not amplify a signal. Next, we will try to get the value of the maximum or the range of the V input with a common level, kung saan mag-ooperate siya as a differential amplifier. Now, let us consider the common behavior of a basic differential amplifier. What we have mentioned earlier, the maximum maximum gain could be achieved whenever our Vn1 is equal to Vn2, and that would consequently have a Vout1 is equal to Vout2 in order for the noise in the input common mode could be cancelled. And before anything else, we must observe that our tail current ISS earlier is replaced by an NMOS. So what we are trying to solve here is, ma'am, what is the input common mode value or range that this amplifier will still work, or it would work as a differential amplifier? That would be our question that we are trying to solve here. So, consider here na yung VNCM natin is equal to 0. So, or less than the threshold voltage sa NMOS natin. If ever our VNCM is less than VTH here, ang ating M1 and M2 is off, would turn off. So, walang current na magpo-flow here sa ID1, walang current na magpo-flow here sa ID2, and same is true with ID3. Equal to 0 siya. But this M3 here would operate in deep triune region because we have a VB bias here. But our VP here is equal to 0 since wala namang current, but mag-create siya ng inversion layer, but it is in deep triad region, it's not in saturation. So our ID1 and ID2 and V peak is equal to 0 when our V and Cm is less than the VTH. But as we increase V and Cm, gradually our M1 and M2 turn on and M3 turn on, having a value of ID1 and ID2. Gradually siya nag-i-increase. And there's such a time na ang M3 din natin is pupunta siya sa saturation region. And that is the time when our VNCM, let me check, our VDS, our VP or the VDS3, the VDS of M3 is greater than VGS3 minus VTH. So in that time, as we increase V and Cm, ang VDS3 natin or yung V peak natin is greater than VGS3 minus VTH3. And our M3 enters to a saturation region. So, we can say since nasa saturation na siya, then our VNCM would start to turn on or operate as a differential amplifier whenever VNCM is greater than this one, ang VGS natin sa M1, VGS1 plus VGS3 minus VTH3. So that is the minimum voltage ng VNCM natin para mag-operate ang M1, M2, M3 natin na saturation. So that is the first case. A VNCM is greater than or equal to VGS1 plus VGS3 minus VTH3. So, ayun. Next, start na siya as saturation. Kapag nasa saturation na siya, class, our Vout 1 and Vout 2, kanina, di ba, turn off to. Ang Vout 1 and Vout 2 natin is VDD. But as we try to get closer to this value na nagiging VGS1 plus VGS3, yung input natin, magiging equal yung VN1 equal to VN2 na siya. So, our Vout1, Vout2 is equal to VDD minus ISS over 2RD. So, now, what would happen if we further increase ito? Nilakihan na natin yung VNCM. What happens if lakihan pa natin yung input natin, yung VNCM natin? Kung masyado nang malaki, let's review our operation region of the MOS. Magiging saturation siya, VGS must be greater than VTH. And also, we must satisfy that VDS must be greater than VGS minus VTH. Pag masyado na tong malaki, so this is our VGS, malaki na siya masyado, magiging linear na siya. And masyado na siyang malaki compared sa VDS natin or yung Vout1. So, our VDS here, ito, sa M1, is equal to Vout1, is equal to VDS. And let's say our VGS. Pangit-pangit naman ang sulat, kamay ko. So, our VNCM is our VGS. So, pag masyadong malaki na tong VGS natin, yung VNCM natin, compared sa VDS, magiging linear na siya. Ito, saturation pa to. Pero, pag masyado na tong malaki, ito, VDS, itapon natin VTH sa bandang left side. Masyado na siyang malaki yung VGS natin or yung VNCM, yung Vout1 plus VTH is VNCM. Kapag masyado na tong malaki yung VNCM natin, magiging linear na to. So, this would be linear. So, ito yung limit. So, dapat yung VNCM natin, yung input natin, yung VGS natin sa M1 must be less than. So, VNCM must be less than or equal to Vout1 plus VTH. So, ito yung pangalawa na condition natin para maging operating pa siya as differential. And we all know that Vout1, if nasa proper pa siya na condition, is equal to VDD minus ISS over 2 RD. So we substitute that, we have VNCM less than equal to VDD minus ISS over 2 RD plus VTH. And then we can write VNCM I would like a red one. So we have VNCM is greater than VGS plus VGS1 plus VGS3 minus VTH3, and it must be less than VDD minus ISS over 2 RD plus VTH. Simply, we have this one. VNCM, or the input common mode, must be greater than VGS1 plus VGS3 minus VTH3, less than, may equal pala ito, at least equal, VDD minus ISS over 2 RD plus VTH. Next, we will try to solve the large signal. We will try to have a large signal analysis of the differential amplifier.